Antikoti Vaishnav Vrinda ki, Naam Acharya Slaridas Thakur ki, Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyam Kun Radha Kun Giri Govardhan ki, Vrindavan Navadvip Dham ki, Ganga Mai Jamuna Mai ki, Bhakti Devi Tulasi Devi ki, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki, Itai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotee. All glories to the assembled devotee. All glories to the assembled devotee. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to you, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So thank you very much for coming today and listening to Srimad Bhagavatam. I didn't have a chance to look at the verse, so the verse is 1740, I think. Was it 1740 or was it 1740? Okay, let's see. I'll just pick it up on my computer here. Yeah. 740. Okay, yeah, I got it. Okay. So we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 7, Text 40, the son of Drona punished. We'll do the word for word first. Sutta Uvacha Evam Parikshata Dharmam Partha Krishnena Chodita Aichat Hantum Guru Sutam Yadyapi Atmahanam Mahan Sutta Uvacha Evam Parikshata Dharmam Partha Krishnena Chodita Naichadantum Guru Sutam Yadyapi Atma Hanam Mahan Sutta Uvacha Evam Parikshata Dharma Partha Krishnena Chodita Naichadantum Guru Sutam Yadyapi Atma Hanam Mahan Sutta Uvacha Evam Parikshata Dharmam Partha Krishnena Chodita Naichadantum Guru Sutam Yadyapi Atmahanam Mahan. You'll try. Sutta Uvacha
Evam Parikshata Dharmam Partha Krishnena Choditaha Naichadantam Guru Sutam, Yadyapi Atma Hanan Mahaya, Suta Vacha, Evam Parishita Dharma, Atha Krishnena Chodita, Naichadantam Guru Sutam, Yadyapi Atma Hanan Mahaya,
एवं परीक्षतामनमां
Evam Parishita Dharma,
पार्थ कृष्णेन चोदिता नैचतन्तुं गुरुसुतां
Naichadantam Guru Sutam,
यद्यापि आत्मानमान् सुतोवाच एवं परीक्षतामनमां पार्थ कृष्णेन चोदिता नैचतन्तुं गुरुसुतां यद्यापि आत्मानमान् सुतोवाच एवं परीक्षतामनमां पार्थ कृष्णेन चोदिता नैचतन्तुं गुरुसुतां यद्यापि आत्मानमान्
Hare Krishna. Anybody else? No. Okay, Sutta Goswami Uvacha said, Evam, this, Parikshita, being examined, Dharmam, in the matter of duty, Partha, see Arjuna, Krishnena, by Lord Krishna, Chodita, being encouraged, Naichat, did not like, Hantum, to kill, Guru Sutam, the son of his teacher, Yadyapi, although, Atmahanam, murderer of sons, Mahan, very great. Translation. Sutta Goswami said, although Krishna, who was examining Arjuna in religion, encouraged him to kill the son of Dronacharya, Arjuna, a great soul, did not like the idea of killing him, although Asvatthama was a heinous murderer of Arjuna's families. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Arjuna was a great soul undoubtedly, which is proved here also. He is encouraged herein personally by the Lord to kill the son of Drona. But Arjuna considers that the son of his great teacher should be spared, for he happens to be the son of Dronacharya, even though he was an unworthy son, having done all sorts of heinous acts whimsically for no one's benefit. Lord Sri Krishna encouraged Arjuna outwardly just to test Arjuna's sense of duty. It is not that Arjuna was incomplete in the sense of duty, nor was Lord Krishna unaware of Arjuna's sense of duty, but Lord Sri Krishna puts many of his pure devotees to the test just to magnify their sense of duty. The gopis were put to such tests as well. Prahlad Maharaj was also put to such a test. All pure devotees come out successful in the respective tests by the Lord. Sutta Goswami said, although Krishna, who was examining Arjuna in religion, encouraged him to kill the son of Dronacharya, Arjuna, a great soul, did not like the idea of killing him, although Asvatthama was a heinous murderer of Arjuna's family members. It's a very beautiful purport by Prabhupada. So we'll have a interaction discussion. So feel free to raise questions so we can, this is how the Bhagavatam meant to be discussed. You know, you can make your comments and I could also comment from one perspective. You know? So yes, Arjuna was a great soul, and this is about killing one's family members. Like if somebody loses their family member, I mean the parents definitely will be affected by the loss of their child. Because in the Vedic system, you know, the children normally don't die before the parents. That was the tradition. But things have changed now, you know. Behavioral patterns around the world has changed, and death is imminent, or at any time it could come onto you. So Arjuna, being a great soul, he knew the standard, but still Krishna is testing him. See, Krishna will always give you a test that you will pass, and he won't give you the same test again. So the test that you will get now, you won't get it, but you'll get it in some other way, in some other ways he will test you again. But Maya in between is very strong. The material energy is very strong. And therefore, there in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, text 14. What's the verse? Let's see if you know it. Devi esa guna maya mam maya durachya mam eva ye prapajanti maya metam tarantite. This divine energy of mine is very difficult to overcome, but one who surrenders unto me can easily cross beyond it. So, this verse we quote so many times, and every way we have to go and tell these things. Same thing, it sticks in our head. The best way of preaching something is you say the one verse many times, you know, and just keep saying it. But you become convinced by saying it. So yes, the material energy is very strong. There was like one disciple of Srila Prabhupada. He came from a very wealthy family. And, you know, they had a lot of money, so a lot of wealth. That's from the Western world. So his parents also tried to allure him, you know, with money, and he never went. You know, he didn't leave Iskcon to go because he had like firm faith that, you know, he should remain in Iskcon. So he passed the test. But the same test came in another way. In a different way, it was more or less, it looked different, but it's the same test. So this time, you know, his parents had passed away. So then everything was left to him. So he left and went to enjoy the money and wealth. So Krishna is very intelligent. You know, you may pass the first test, but the second test is different, but more or less the same, but different. It'll come to you and you may fail the test. So therefore, Arjuna was a great soul, undoubtedly, and Krishna is testing him. But here Prabhupada says that Arjuna also, you know, Krishna knew that Arjuna is a great soul, and he knows his sense of duty. So, although this was a difficult situation, that his children were murdered, the Pandavas' children were murdered, and it was very painful. But still, the nature of compassion set into him. And compassion is not an easy quality to develop in a few minutes. It takes maybe millions of lifetimes to be very compassionate. You know, just like, anyway, it takes time to become compassionate. But we read that, you know, Arjuna was soft-hearted by nature, although he was a Kshatriya. And, you know, he was chastised by Krishna that you're a Kshatriya. How has this come upon you, this petty weakness of heart? Why are you like this? So Krishna is riling him up for his Kshatriya quality to come out. Get it? He's making him the Kshatriya qualities to come out. But overall, you know, Arjuna did come through. You know, he followed the instruction of the spiritual master. So therefore, it is important to follow the instruction of the spiritual master. You may be weak in some area, and the spiritual master may say, okay, do it like this, do something like this. And if you follow the Hare Krishna, and if you follow the instruction, then you'll become the winner. Because within that instruction the spiritual master give you is coated with his mercy. Within that instruction is the spiritual master. Actually, the instruction is the mercy of the spiritual master. So therefore, it's important to carry out the instruction. Sometimes the spiritual master may give you an instruction. Hey. Monkey. Did you buy the child? Monkeys. Yeah. That's okay. I'll wait for you. I'm never disturbed when children are crying because you can expect them to cry at any time, We can also wait. Krishna is testing us too. How patient we are. Yeah. So, she's okay? The child is okay? Okay. Yeah, so the test could come at any time. And but in the 8th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada writes a very nice purport where it talks about that he will give you many tests, but you will pass the tests. And in going to the test, you go through some purification. Like there was a devotee, who served the movement for a long time, and he was one of Prabhupada's disciples. And when there was opening the hospice in India in 2010 in Vrindavan, I happened to be there for the opening. And at that time, one devotee came up and he stood for about 10-15 minutes. He spoke about a devotee who had so much of difficulties, so much of problems in his life. He was married, then he was living in the temple, then he was married, and then he went through so many challenges in married life, then he got divorced. And then later he got sick. So his wife had left him and he had found another wife in the process. And it was difficult for him. So then he told one of his friends, and the friend said, you should go immediately to Mayapur and he will come and meet him there, because he had cancer. And he was about to leave this world. And he could hardly, when he went to India, to Mayapur, and a lot of senior devotees were helping him. Raghunatha Swami, Jayapata Kamara, there's so many devotees were helping him, to prepare for the end. But he could barely talk. And then his former wife had come. So, many memories started coming to him. And here he was being put to the test. So his wife, former wife had come, and she was very, she left Krishna consciousness, but she was very remorseful when she saw him in that situation. So, but when she saw him in that situation and the way he was, and he was speaking to her and probably asking for forgiveness, the lady got convinced back to take to the process of Krishna consciousness. So by his illness, the wife had come back to re-embrace the process of Krishna consciousness. And then he was all alone and suffering much in pain, and he was about to die. And he could barely speak. It came to a point where he was gone unconscious. He could really barely speak. So, then the question may be raised, then why do Krishna put his devotee to such painful tests? Sometimes there's a little bit of material attachment still there. So he wants you to get out of that material attachment. So he puts you through the trials and tribulations. And within the trials and tribulation, there's purification. And then, there's detachment. So anyway, he was going through it. He's lying there, but he couldn't speak. And the Ayurvedic doctor was there. And Hari Suri Prabhu, if you're familiar with Hari Suri, he was also there. And then with all this chanting and the devotees chanting, like 60, 70 devotees in the room just chanting Hare Krishna. So this person was getting that strength back. He's getting, the doctor said, no, the Ayurvedic doctor, it'll be shortly, he'll be gone. But it wasn't like that. And then he was going through the whole thing, the pain, and then he started chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. But then the doctor couldn't believe it. This person was just now like unconscious. He was like about to go. But then he's chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. So he was chanting and chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Then he kind of went unconscious. He came back. And then he started speaking. So from nothing to speaking, you can read this. They covered it in that book, The Life's Final Exam, this talk here by this devotee. You could read it there. And then he started speaking. And then a lady came from, one of the devotees had this Govardhan Shila. You know this? Govardhan Shila? The rock from Govardhan, which is Giriraj. So he took that rock, Giriraj, and put it on the chest of that devotee. So the first picture that this person was attracted to when he joined the movement was, Krishna lifting Govardhan hill. So he was attracted to that. So somebody came and put the Giriraj on him, and then, he got life back. And then he started speaking, and then he's saying to the devotees, take your piece and go, take your piece and go. So he was wondering now, the people are wondering now, what is that, take your piece and go? So they're asking him, what do you mean? Is Giriraj speaking to you? He said, yes. Then the devotee answered, yes, Giriraj is speaking for me to go, to take your piece and go. So then they figured out that peace means take the Giriraj and go. Take Krishna and go. So then, when he said that, they were like kind of a little confused. But then as time went, they started chanting more and more, and he was chanting, and then time came around, maybe in the early hours of the morning, he left the world. But when they went to bathe the body, that Giriraj wasn't there. That Giriraj Govardhan was no more on his chest. They couldn't find it anywhere. So then, after a few days, a devotee in that Mayapur complex, she said, I don't know how this Giriraj has landed in my home, but it's not mine. So she came to return it. So you can see that how somebody may have difficulties and Krishna may put them to the test. But at the end of the test, he's there. He's personally present with you to take you and go. Because that devotee rendered so much of service to Krishna. And one of the things is that when somebody is attracted to a particular pastime, it's like, what pastime you're attracted to? Never thought about it, huh? You? Didn't think about it. Huh? Sudama. Oh, that's more like Dwarka. Yeah. Why, but?
It shows Bhatt Das Prabhuji.
Sudama the Brahman, huh? Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, Sudama the Brahman, yeah, that's very good. But Sudama the Brahman was a very poor person. Krishna tested him also. See, sometimes people are attached to poverty. They like to be poor. You find this strange, right? So Sudama Brahman, when he went to see Krishna, he didn't have anything. But then, his wife got some things and he took this like chipped rice to go all the way to see his friend. Actually, he didn't want anything from Krishna. And that's the height of pure devotional service. But Krishna knew that he likes to be poor. So Krishna was. So what Krishna did? He gave him, when he went back, he gave him more than what he can handle. That's how he tested him. It's a good pastime, that Sudama the Brahman. And then Krishna tested him. Now, okay, take this. Let's see how you can handle wealth, opulence. So Krishna is there to test you all the time. So that pastime teaches us not to be attached to poverty. But on the other hand, his wife was very attached to opulence and she wanted to live a good life. So therefore, if you decided to get married, boys and girls, younger people, make sure you'll have all the necessary things, your house, wealth, all those things. Your wife will help you to spend it. The expert in spending. If you ever gone shopping with a lady, she'll look one item at 50 times and still refuse it. True. I should buy for the temple, so I know all this thing, buying, all this, should buy everything for our temple, for the festival in India. Yeah. So yeah, I'll test you. So that was one of the tests. Anybody else, what other pastimes you were attracted to? Uddhav. Yeah, it talks about the gopis here. The gopis were put to such tests as well, but their test was a little different. Yeah, but Uddhav was a great devotee, and he was, he looked like Krishna. And at Uddhav Kiri, you went to Nandagram, it's called Uddhav Kiri. You went to this place? No. It's in the bush there, but now they cleaned it up and they made a temple there, Uddhav Kiri, because the Brahmin has to get some money. But it happened there in that bush, Uddhav Kiri. It's from Nandagram temple. Yeah, it's on that where Nanda Baba's Goshala is. Near that is Uddhav Kiri in the bush. The Uddhava came with the message of the gopis, and he wanted to develop that love for the gopis. So, but that, is not easy to get. The cowherd girl, love, like for Krishna. That you have to be really qualified. The next time we come, we could speak about that, how difficult it is to come to that level of Krishna consciousness. And Uddhav came, and then he wanted to take birth as a grass at Uddhav Kiri. You can, so the gopis will trample him as a grass, and so he'll get the mercy of the gopis, and then he can develop that love for the gopis. But it's not such a simple thing. Like even Lakshmi Devi couldn't enter the Ras Leela. You heard that? Lakshmi Devi couldn't enter the Ras Leela. And Lakshmi Devi is a great devotee, but she's sitting across the river and across the Jamuna, and she's begging for the mercy of the devotees. She's got her two hands together. Normally she's giving, blessings, but she's praying for the mercy of the devotees. Because she cannot enter the Ras Leela. You know why she can't enter the Ras Leela? Anybody? See, Lakshmi Devi is a very attractive lady. She does makeup, everything like how y'all do. Like when you're going for wedding, you get new sari, you get new. So she's like that. She like opulence. So she cannot give that up. But those cowherd girls, they are simple cowherd girls. So the opulence you have, there's a whole discussion in the Chaitanya Charitamrita between Venkata Bhatta and Lord Chaitanya. Because Lord Chaitanya is pressing this devotee, Venkata Bhatta, who was attached to Lakshmi and Narayan. Why did Lakshmi wants to enter the Rasa Leela? She's supposed to be a chaste woman. Why she wants to enter the Rasa Leela with Lord Krishna and the other cowherd girls? So the one thing is that you have to give up. She couldn't give up the opulence. She was like sitting on a throne, and it's a whole thing. But we won't talk about that now. But then the other reason is that she has to follow in the footsteps of the residents of Vrindavan. So if you want to go back to Goloka Vrindavan, you have to follow somebody who's a resident of Vrindavan, like Madhya Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, the cowherd girls. You have to follow, you have to see how they serve Krishna. So when you follow in their footsteps, then okay, you can go back. But it means now for her to follow in the footsteps, she has to give up her body as Lakshmi. She has to give up her opulence. Then she has to take birth in a cowherd family. Then she has to grow up, roll cow dung patties and all, make those cow dung patties. So she is not prepared to do all that. Imagine if I tell one high-class lady, hey, take some cow dung, make some patties. You think they'll do? No. So one day a few ladies, we were going up to Varsana with a small group. So in the bush there was one young girl. So I told this lady, you see this girl here, what she's doing? Up Varsana, we're going up the hill. They said, yeah, we can see she's making something with a cow dung or something. And can you do that? She said, no. They said, no, I'll never do that. I told them, then you're in the wrong place. Because this place is meant for making that. So, Krishna tests in many ways. And then I told them, because whenever that lady looks, she sees me, she's a devotee now. But she remembers, can you make cow dung patties? Oh, no, now I can do, Prabhu, now I can do. But yes, it's test for us. So she didn't want to do that. So therefore, she cannot enter the Ras Leela. It talks here about the gopis were put to such tests as well. What is that pain that they went through? Krishna left Ras dance. Where he went away?
He went with Radharani.
Oh, really? Then he left Radharani.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it's like this, in relationships. And separation is the highest form of love. Like somebody love each other but they're not seeing each other. That's more painful. Isn't it? Don't know what he's doing there, whether he's talking to somebody else. What is he doing? So that thought processes makes it higher. It increases that love. But if the person is standing next to you, oh, he's right here, man. What am I going to? I keep seeing him all the time. But when you're not seeing the person, then it increases. You get it? So it increases to such a level. So Krishna put the gopis to such pain, such tribulations, that they were feeling the separation from Krishna so much. And they were crying, singing that song, the Gopi Geet. You know it?
Not really, but
Huh?
I've heard it before.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful song. There's nine, huh?
It was by Jed. No, like the Gopi Geet.
The Gopi Geet is full of, you can sing it in the end if you want. But remember, it's 19 verses. I should always sing it before. Not so much now, but I used to sing it. But these verses are so beautiful, describing Krishna, and rather, that pain they feel, that separation they feel. So Krishna put them to that test to such an extent, to increase their love for him. And separation can be compared, like the Acharyas compare separation. One of the Acharyas, I think it's Viswanath Chakravarti Thakur, he says it's like, dry ice. Now dry ice is cold. But when you put your finger, you can get burnt on it. So that separation is like that. It's like that. It's so, the extreme, you get the opposite effect. That's how the separation is of, the gopis feel for Krishna. So he put them through these tests, but just to give, to get more of their love. Just like, if you have a person, like husband and wife, they're always like, in agreement. If they're always in agreement, there'll be a boring relationship. There must be some trouble. Yes or true? Yes or no? I don't know, you all know better. There must be some sort of argument, you can't say everything yes, isn't it? Because see, like Radharani don't agree to everything. Krishna has to follow Radharani. But this is another science, I'm not going to explain it now, of rasa. But they don't get on. She got a contrary nature, like disagree. You see, if she agrees and he agrees, then the ras will go down. The melo will go down. But if she disagrees and he agrees, then the ras will go up. You get it? It must be opposite. It's quite a science. So he put them into this test, this painful experience. And within that pain, they feel more love for Krishna. They feel more love for Krishna. So when you do that, do the course on Nectar of Instruction, the last 4 verses, amazing. And this is the subject matter for that last 4 verses. So yes, so we also see like Prahlad Maharaj was also put to such a test, and just to magnify his sense of duty, to see how a pure devotee he was. Like even Prabhupada went through so much of tests. His wife had to sell his Bhagavad Gita translation. She had to basically exchange it for tea. Some tea biscuits, think more like biscuits. So she exchanged it, and then Prabhupada said, tea or me? He put her to the test. She said tea, he said, okay, good, Haribol. Let me go. She want tea, so he left. So yes, we will always be put into a test to magnify our sense of duty. And you see devotees who go through pain, they're actually more glorious. Like if a fellow got the money, took a plane, went to the West, opened 108 temples, so what? But if he haven't got all those facilities and he goes through it, the pain, then it makes it more glorious. Isn't it? So like that, yes. So Prabhupada concludes the purpose by saying all pure devotees come out successful in the respective tests by the Lord. So you have to become a pure devotee. So I was asking, I just asked two pastimes. He said the two. What your others are attached to? Which pastime? The Brahma Vimohan Leela is beautiful. The descriptions are very beautiful. How the cows are running from the hills of Govardhan, and in the milk is splattering on the hills, and it's such a beautiful description. The Brahma Vimohan Leela, and how Krishna expands himself, and the ladies get a chance to become the mothers of Krishna, have that maternal affection with Krishna. It's an amazing thing. It's an amazing pastime. Yeah. So why do you like that pastime? It's a very beautiful pastime. You know, I also like it very much, Brahma Vimohan Leela. And you know, that maternal affection the Brijbasis felt, because they were, see, like, you know, you are a mother to your child, but to other children you're also their mother, because you love the other children also, like a maternal relationship. So they wanted to feel this maternal relationship. You know, like Mother Yashoda is number one, like that. You know, there's a hierarchy of the maternal relationships. And one of them is the elderly gopis in Vrindavan. So they also wanted to, you know, like have that motherly affection with Krishna. But you can also have that motherly affection. I was hearing the other day, I heard this in 2002 when I went to Vrindavan, from a lady called Moksha Lakshmi from London. And she was talking about, one day she went to see Prabhupada for her second initiation, Gayatri Mantra. So she took little gifts, some money wrapped in a paper, some chandan, some few other things, you know. She made it up. And she went and took it to Prabhupada just before the initiation. And Prabhupada started opening those gifts. And those gifts, as he's opening it, she was overwhelmed with this maternal feeling. Like Prabhupada became a young boy for her, and she became like the mother. And then she said that after a few minutes, she was overwhelmed by this feeling that she never felt before. And then after a few minutes, he became time for the second initiation, he became the guru again. So he allowed her to have that access of that maternal relationship that you're talking about. So like that, you can also, if you are initiated and you have a bona fide spiritual master, so he can give you access to any relationship, if he's on the highest level, on conjugal love, then he can give you any access to any, and you can feel that also. How that sounds? Huh? Yeah, so you can feel that. We can always think of some of Prabhupada's pastimes. Whenever you're reading, you must always put those pastimes in there. When you're talking about it, it's very nice. So yes, so you can feel that maternal relationships. So you initiated now? Oh, when are you going to do that?
18.
Huh?
Hopefully
18th?
Hopefully.
I must do that, huh? Okay. Anybody else like to share? What pastime attracts them? Damodar Lila. So that's another one of maternal affection. Mother Yashoda. So there's a verse in the Bhagavatam which describes in the 10th canto, 9th chapter, maybe a few verses away. It talks about how Mother Yashoda looks. So anybody who's attracted to Mother Yashoda, can I read it from you? Okay, I'll read it, right? It'll be actually better because I was just studying that. 10, 9, I think it's one of the earlier verses. 10, 9, thanks. Oh yeah, here's it here. I'll read the text itself. Dressed in a saffron, this is talking about Mother Yashoda, how she looks. How she looks. Dressed in a saffron yellow sari with a belt tied about her full hips. Mother Yashoda pulled on the churning robe, laboring considerably, her bangles and earrings moving and vibrating and her whole body shaking. Because of her intense love for her child, her breasts were wet with milk. Her face, with its very beautiful eyebrows, was wet with perspiration, and multi-flowers were falling from her hair. This is a description given. But then Prabhupada's purport, he says, anyone who desires to be Krishna conscious in the motherly affection or parental affection should contemplate the bodily features of Mother Yashoda. It is not that one should desire to become Mother Yashoda, for this is Mayavad. Either in parental affection or conjugal love, friendship or servitorship, in any way we must follow in the footsteps of the inhabitants of Vrindavan, not try to become like them. Therefore this description is provided here. Advanced devotees must cherish this description, always thinking of Mother Yasoda's features, how she is dressed, how she is working and perspiring, how beautiful the flowers were arranged in her hair, and so on. One should take advantage of the full description provided here by thinking of Mother Yashoda in maternal affection for Krishna. So you must read this, okay? This is here. Very beautiful. But read the second verse, also the verse after that. Yeah. So it's 10, 9, 4 and 5. So you must read it always. Anybody else? So why I'm asking you this, because if you like those pastimes, you're very attached to it, you read all the time, you like it, or when you hear it, you become alive, or how do you feel?
You not read more, kind of watching?
Watching?
Yes. I prefer to
Watch, yeah. But you must read this.
Yes.
You must put this in your phone. You've got a lot of other things. They put this one there too. Yeah, put that on your phone and then you can read it. And you'll develop that affection for Maria Yashoda. It's very wonderful. Anybody else? Govardhan Leela. That's a favorite Leela. Because Govardhan Leela is so powerful that all the pastimes, Krishna is lifting the left finger, is looking at the gopis, he's taking care of the cows, everything is in that Leela. So it's a very beautiful Leela, Govardhan Leela. And Govardhan is a place where we should be residing. You must go and stay. You stayed in Govardhan? No? Visited, huh? You should stay there. I was staying one day, I stayed for a while there in Govardhan. And then it was so wonderful, in the morning when you get up, you're just looking at Govardhan Hill. Hey, so beautiful. So many things, so many pastimes. Yeah. Anybody else would like to share anything? Any questions or comments? Because we got a few minutes more. We started like 5 minutes late. Sorry, I was home having some prasadam, so I got delayed.
I have a question. So here, in the purport for this verse, it says that Krishna is testing Arjuna's sense of duty. But Arjuna has already heard from Krishna that you should abandon all kinds of varieties of religion and just surrender to me. So in this case, if Krishna is giving him an instruction, then why is he not surrendering to what Krishna is saying and just doing as he says? Why is he having a different sense of idea?
See, the devotees, they are they're covered by Yoga Maya. So Arjuna, he knew all that and he's following every instruction 100%. But Krishna, for us, for our benefit, he has to put him into that. It's like an actor, he's on the play, in the play, when the scene is over, it's over. So it's like that. So he covers them. He covers the pure devotee. Just like Mother Yashoda, when she sees the universal form in Krishna's mouth. Generally, Mother Yashoda just see Krishna as a son, as an ordinary boy. He's my son. I can hit him whenever I want. I can chastise him and do whatever I want. So that's how Mother Yashoda sees it from a mother's point of view. But Mother Yashoda, when she looks in Krishna's mouth, she can see herself also there. And for a moment, then she thinks that Krishna is the Lord. For that moment, but then she's covered again. Otherwise, the maternal affection won't work. He covers her. Again, then she said, Krishna is my son. He's just an ordinary boy. So their Yoga Maya works like that in Braj Leela. Just like you would say, like how Putana went straight through the whole crowd, dressed up like Lakshmi Devi, and went inside and was able to feed Krishna the poison. Get it? So it happens like that, but it's just to teach us. But Arjuna already knows the sense of duty, so he uses his devotees to do it. So somebody in the pure level can think like that because they're very liberal. Yeah, so Jayate Tedikam Janmana Vraja Srayate Indira Sasvatatrahi Dayate Drisyatam Dikshatavaka Twayi Dritsava Tvam Vichinvate Saradudasaye Sarujatasa Sarasijotara Sri Musadrisaha Suratanatate Shulkadasika Varadanignato Neha Kim Bada Visajalapyaya Vyalarакшаша Varasmaruta Vaidyutanala Vrishamayatmaja Visvatobaya Vishabhate Vayam Rakshitamuhu Nakala Gopika Nandano Bhava Akhila Dehinam Antaratmadre Vikanashatito Visvaguptaye Saka Udivan Sadvatam Kule Virachita Bayam Vrishni Duryate Charanamiyusam Samsmitir Baya Karasaroruham Kantakamadam Sirasidehina Bhaje sake bhava kinkarismano jalaruhananam charudarsaya pranata dehinam papakrarshanam tinacharunugam sriniketanam Panipanarpitam te padambujam Pinukuche sunaha krindihirchayam Madhuryaya gira valguvakyaya Buddha manognaya pushkarekshana Vidir karirima viramuyate adara siduna pyayasnaha tavakatamritam tapta jivanam kavibiriditam kalmasapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadattatam Bhuvi Grinantiye Bhurida Jana Prahasitam Priya Prema Vikshanam Viharanam Chate Dhyana Mangalam Rahasi Samvidho Yahidishprishaha Kuakano mana shobhayantihi chalasiyad vraja charayan pasu nalini sundaram natate padam silatinan kure sidatitinaha kalilatam manaha kantagachati Dina parikshaye Neelakuntale Vanaruhananam Bibradavritam Ganarajasvalam Darsayanmuhu Manasinasmaram Virayachasi Pranatakamadam Padmajarchitam Darini Mandanam Dhyayamapadi Charana Pankajam Santamam Chate Ramananastaneshwarpiyadihan Suratavadanam Sokanasanam Swarituvenunaha Sustichumbitam Itara Ragavi Smaranam Nirnam Vitara Virana Tedaramritam Atatiyad Bhavan Anikananam Tuti Yugayate Twamapasyataham Kutilakuntalam Srimukam Chate Jada Udikshatam Pashmakridrishaham Patisutanvaya Bhatrivandavan Ati Vilangyate Antu Achyutagataha Gati Vidastavo Gita Mohita Kitavayosita Kastvajanishi Rahasi Samvidam Hirchayodayam Prasitinananam Prema Vikshanaham Briyadurasriya Viksya Damate Muhirataspriyaha Muyante Manaha Vrajovanokasam Vyaktirangate Vrijnihantriyalam Visvamangalam Tyajamanakchana Tvatspritatmanam Swajanahirujam Yanisudanam Yatte Sudacha Charanam Buruhum Stanesu Bite Sane Priye Dadimaye Karkusheshu Tenatri Matasitad Vyate Nakim Sweet Kurpa Devi Brahmitidir Bhavadayusam Naha Tavakatam Ritam Tapta Jivanam Kavibiriditam Kalmasapaham Shravana Mangalam Srimadatate. Carry on. Srimadatate. Jana. Yeah, great. Hare Krishna. It's a beautiful song, huh? It's good for your child. Sing it every day. Yeah. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So we'll leave you tomorrow. I won't be here again. So say goodbye to you all. Hare Krishna. I only looked at this verse just now.